your name?
Gerhard Schnuerer.
Gerhard, you are a Mercedes lover, car lover. You own a couple of different Mercedes. Tell us.
Yes, you might say so. Yes, I'm definitely sold on Mercedes, and I have both sides of the spectrum. Antique Mercedes, and in fact antique Benz prior to Mercedes, and then the most modern. So both ends of the scale.
For someone that might not know what this is, do you want to tell us what car you own that you're standing next to?
This is a 2006 Mercedes McLaren SLR, and McLaren and Mercedes basically teamed up to build, which is probably considered the world's fastest sports car and most comfortable sports car. It's built in England, has an AMG power plant, a V8 turbocharged engine developing 614 horsepower, and the whole car, the frame and body is all carbon fiber. There's some aluminum in there, but practically no steel at all, except for bearings and things like that. That makes the car very light.
Wonderful power to weight ratio.
Oh, correct. It's a mid-engine, so the weight distribution is almost equal. So it performs great on the road. There are other high-performance cars that are as fast on the track as this, but there is no other car that does both. Be comfortable on the road. I can cruise here. I cruised on Coast Highway this morning at 35-40 miles an hour, and it runs beautifully. And then take it on the racetrack, you open it up, and it just goes like a rocket.
What does something like this cost?
Close to $500,000.
And I understand you also have a very old car.
Our oldest car is an 1895 horseless carriage, built by Carlist. It is an original horseless carriage. It's called the model My Lord. And then there's some in between. In 1926, Daimler and Benz merged, and thus the name Mercedes became part of Benz. Our oldest Mercedes-Benz is a 1936 Cabriolet model, six-cylinder model 230 W143, and it is mostly original, and it is currently at the Mercedes Classic Center in Irvine to do a partial restoration.
When you say partial restoration, what are you having done?
The car was restored. I purchased the car in Germany, and the car was not restored, but it had been worked on in Germany, and some parts were replaced on it that were not original. So we are going back to replace those working parts, but not original parts, with original parts. It's not the car wasn't working, and from the outside, most people wouldn't have recognized that there was something wrong with it. But there are some things for the people in the know. They recognized, for example, the front suspension had some problems, and they replaced it with a more modern suspension. So mechanically, we're doing some work on it to make it really roadworthy. But we're going to leave the old patina. It has the original leather seats in there, the original wood, and we'll leave that alone. So it's not a body-off restoration where we're taking apart every item to restore everything completely. We want to retain the original patina.
This sounds like more than just a trailer queen. This sounds like a car that you actually drive.
I have no trailer queens.
And for anyone who doesn't know that, there are cars out there that people only trailer from event to event.
Exactly, right. They take them off the trailer, roll them onto the lawn.
Onto the 18th hole at
Exactly.
Pebble Beach.
And there it stays, and I guess occasionally they might start the engine, but they try to avoid that because it turns the mufflers, it may turn the mufflers blue. No, we drive the cars. including the 1895 Benz. It's not a daily driver because it would be a bit inconvenient, but no, most of the cars, yes, we do drive the cars.
Gerhard, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.